Welcome to Dr. Katina Talks, the podcast where we explore the journey to a more fulfilling, balanced, and meaningful life. I'm your host, Dr. Katina, and today's episode is personal. It's a love letter to this season of the podcast and to you, my listeners. Over the past few weeks, I've sat with each episode listening, re-listening, reliving, and relearning. I heard where my voice cracked or where I maybe could have said something differently. I heard how my voice differed in episodes I recorded while unwell from those that were recorded when I was in perfect health. I heard the faint sounds of cars passing outside. I heard other imperfections, and I could continue with the list of my errors, but I will stop there. But you know what else I heard? I heard growth, I heard courage, and I heard truth. And I also heard my heart in every episode as I relived the stories I told. I heard myself tell you to live like you're dying. I told you the truth about fear and how it will never leave and how it shouldn't take a lead role in your life. I shared what it looks like to be self-sufficient to a fault, how a childhood experience of getting caught wearing my dingy Wonder Woman bra too often showed up in my adult insecurities. I talked about wrestling with peace, with rest, and with presence. I didn't always get it perfect, but I gave it my best every single time. And guess what else? I did it. I created 10 podcast episodes, and that's no small thing. When research shows that 90% of podcasters quit before they publish episode 3, and most never make it past episode 7. But I kept going. Just like in my life, I beat the odds, and I did so not by being an observer of life, but an active participant who was definitely afraid of putting myself out there for fear of criticism and imperfection, but I did it anyway. I've learned so much from doing this podcast, and not just as a host, but as a person. I've learned that sometimes you have to do the thing before you feel ready. I've learned that consistency matters more than perfection, and many of you reminded me of this in messages, letting me know that you looked forward to Tuesdays knowing that you could expect a podcast. And I've learned the power of reflection because it helped me to understand my why. I've learned not to criticize myself because there are enough people who will do that for me. And guess what? What the critics say doesn't matter when you are the one putting in the work and producing outcomes. From one of my earliest podcasts, I'm reminded that I am doing the best with what God has given me. So instead of self-criticism, I choose to grow and to revise. I'm proud of what I created, and I'm even more proud that I didn't wait until it was perfect to start. So I have a little bad news for you. Season 1 of my very first podcast is coming to an end, and yes, I'll be taking a break. And I know summer is approaching. The days are getting longer, the world is warming up, and it's the season when most people are out doing, building, and blooming. But I've learned to honor my own rhythm. While the world around me enters summer, I'm stepping into my winter. Because somewhere on this planet, in places like South Africa or Australia, it is winter. And in my spirit, that's where I am too. Nature teaches us something powerful about timing. In spring, life begins again. Buds stretch open and the air is soft with newness. In summer, things grow fast. The sun is high, the work is visible. In fall, everything golden lets go. There is a quiet surrender. And then there's winter. On the surface, it looks still, but beneath it, roots are repairing. Soil is restoring. Energy is being reclaimed. During the winter, plant life around us appears depleted or dead. But what we can't see is what is going on underground, beneath the soil. It's in a state of rest and preparation. And that's the season I need right now. As the first season of Dr. Katina Talks comes to a close, I'm giving myself the gift I so often invite you to take: rest, reflection, and revision. I'm not quitting, I'm resting, I'm preparing, because you deserve my best. and I deserve to create from a place of peace and not pressure. So, to you, the person who has listened in the car, while folding laundry, during a walk, or just sitting still. To you, the person who sends me messages about every episode, explaining how it has impacted you. To you, the person who secretly listens, and for whatever reason you don't want me to know you are a fan. To you all, I say thank you. Thank you for letting my voice be part of your life. Thank you for trusting me to be part of your day. Thank you for allowing me into your space, into your hearts, and into your thoughts. Thank you for your likes, your loves, shares, and encouragement. You may have thought that you were just listening to a podcast, but what you were listening to was part of my journey, part of my healing, and a goal I had for a long time. And I hope it reminded you to keep going, even if whatever you are doing is not perfect, even if your voice shakes, even if it's messy, even if you're tired, especially then. Do it anyway. Next week, I'll be back for one final episode of the season. Just one more conversation before we pause for summer. And in that final episode of this season, I'll give you a little preview of what's coming this fall and what I've been working on behind the scenes. But today, I just wanted to pause to say thank you and to say this: you can do beautiful things even when it's not perfect. Keep going and do it anyway. Thank you for listening to Dr. Katina Talks. If this episode spoke to you, don't forget to like it and share it with someone who needs a reminder that we are all walking stories. And please follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Dr. Katina Talks, and visit drkatinatalks.com for more resources and episodes. You won't want to miss the season finale next week. Until then, take gentle care of yourself. Bye for now.